We are in the draft here for our final game of the evening. And there are a couple standard bands that we are learning to expect. Thank you, Sean. I'm glad you like my analysis. Is it stronger when Jason's not here, pouring poison into my ear? I tease, I jest. Okay, Urgot left up and instantly picked here for Frank, and I think that this is just a complete tactical blunder from Bilgewater. I've seen him play Urgot, and there's a reason it was banned in every game. And this is a mistake in my opinion. He is just going to dominate the lane phase. I hope that they have something planned and coordinated for this, because if they don't, Spike is going to be in for a lot of trouble. We see Karma Zyra picked up here. Without giving too much away, I do think this Karma will not be a support, given the fact that Zyra has already been selected. I can actually say this because both of these teams, I believe, I was in a scrim. I sat in on these teams, and the Karma was played top lane. And so it's not a surprise for either of these teams. But I am a bit surprised to actually see it come out here in the game. Given the fact that they scrimmed each other with it, it's, you know, both teams are aware that it could be. Swain, Caitlyn picked up here for Targon. I think that should be their bot lane. That should be a Swain support. It could always go mid for Minty, but usually Minty likes to kind of wait until 4 or 5 to guarantee, or at least try his hardest to get a counter. And Seraphine is picked up, which they've now gone 3 supports. And I'm genuinely confused about this. Assuming it's going to be a Zyra jungle at this point. But we saw Seraphine, one of the most flexible champions all of last year. I think it went mid, bot, and support. To be fair, I don't think we ever saw Seraphine jungle, but wouldn't put it past Bilgewater. Okay, I don't think we've seen Demi's champion yet. So I am interested to see what Bilgewater go for Demi, and given the fact that they are red side, I'm expecting they're going to wait until R5 and guarantee mid counter pick for Crispy. The Swain's still a flex, and every champion on the side of Bilgewater is a flex. So just gonna have to wait and see. Yeah, okay, Nautilus picked here, but the thing is, Nautilus another support. Nautilus and Seraphine do pair very well together. Could be a 5 support team comp. I would assume that there will be a pretty heavy counter pick here on R5. They're going to need some consistent AD damage, I would think. Yeah, I mean, Bell with good questions in chat asking, can they even kill Swin or Urgot? Not really convinced. Vel'Koz picked up. I'm probably safe to assume that this is going to be a Vel'Koz support. So Caitlyn Vel'Koz, extremely poke lane. and Vayne is selected. Okay, so a lot of crowd control, a lot of passive damage, a lot of accidental AoE damage is going to come through. But it is pretty straightforward. If Mordekaiser pulls Vayne out of this team comp, there is no AD damage coming through. And Caitlyn and Urgot will absolutely have a field day if they are not charmed. So it's going to be about dodging. There's a lot of crowd control. I mean, Karma can flash tether, guarantee a root, followed up with the Zyra root, followed up with a Seraphine charm, right? There's a ton of stuff that's available. Nautilus at any point can press Death Charge, guarantee a knockup onto somebody, right? So I can see how it works together, but I'm hesitant to see how it works individually. I think Seraphine, Nautilus, until they hit 6, pretty into Caitlyn Vel'Koz. Caitlyn Vel'Koz should be higher damage. So it's going to be about whether Nautilus can land hooks. Kalka is about to end. We are getting into game. Alright, here we go. I mean, it's pretty even too. It's back and forth. Nobody knows who's going to win this one. 70k in the pot. Here we go. Cool start for Crispy. It's the all support plus Vayne. And then we've got, somehow, Urgot got left through the draft. And Frank taking Ignite, wants to take advantage. Needs to play clean and clear-headed in this matchup in order to take advantage of it. He's not going to get a lot of Urgot games this season. This is one of those situations where we know that he's an incredibly talented player. Is he good enough to just 1v9 and win? He's been given his champion. Or is Spike going to be able to neutralize in this lane? Very important matchup here. And this will, I think, in a lot of ways determine Targon's season. They've looked very back and forth. If they go forward here, especially into Bilgewater, this would be a big step for the team. Okay, both junglers starting bot side, Frostide and Dragon. Now, 5 weeks in a row, we have seen Dragon or the jungler for Targon clear their quadrant and then immediately gank bot lane. Agateo and Oreganon, this time instead of pulling the wave to them, they will push. And so I'm not expecting the call from Dragon. So this is the first time that they might see a bit of a roam. And look at this range advantage from Agateo and Oreganon. Just really putting the hurt on. Demi and Kalka, they are just healthy enough right now where if a hook landed, they could go for a nice trade. But if Oreganon and Agateo can land a little bit more poke, this is going to get nasty and very difficult for them to find a way forward. As Oreganon finding the angles, calculating with that big European brain. There's the hook from Kalka, just short. And so gives Oreganon the confidence. And look at, they walk up, they find more trade damage. And really in control of this bot lane early on are the Targon Titans. Frank with a level advantage, but being chunked down pretty heavily. Spike has a good handle on this matchup. Can't actually get the wave pushed in. Okay, Minty getting pushed in by Crispy so far in mid does mean that deep wards are going to go down. Nice vision here from Frostide. And I just want to point it out, these two wards right here, they do go down. And so they will see Dragon on the rotation here. As Dragon is going to discover that it's already been taken. Okay, Kalka going in. Oreganon, quite a bit of damage coming through, but not under tower. So everybody's kind of going to just even things out here. All right, now, a big advantage if Frosted is able to double scuttle, and it is going to be both scuttles taken by the Zyra. So nice lead here for Frostide and the Bilgewater Bullets. Nice clean jungle pathing. Used his mid laner to ensure that he was safe to go and do that. And yeah, Crispy not punished for the cold start so far. Able to just kind of slowly stack away. Alright, 4 minutes in and we haven't seen any bloodthirsty, ravenous plays by either side. I do expect, a bit more to come through now as Oregano on the roam. The eye will come down. Minty already very low here. Crispy only level 5. Probably will not look for an insane outplay with no ultimate. But Oregano trying to help out his mid laner. Just buy a little bit of space here. At least get a reset. And Minty is going to try and find the reset. Kalka's here, potentially caught in the middle. They are going to find the route onto Minty, but the rest of his team isn't there. A flash out from Kalka. Where's the rest of Bilgewater? Here they are on the roam. Demi coming up. Minty very low. It is going to be first blood already. Targon left behind as Oregano leaves his jungler behind. If he had stayed, it just would have been another. BLT picks up 2 as they collapse quicker. Really came down to Kalka commanding the team to protect him there, and they absolutely did. All 4 of Bilgewater, really no hesitation, jumping at the chance to get to play with their support. And Kalka, a good use of flash, but is an advantage that Oregano and Agatea will try to take advantage of here in the lane phase. Still continuing, it is about a 15 CS lead. Down in bot lane, mid lane, about a wave, and top lane about a wave as well. It's a flash engage from Frank as it's all in the level 6 under tower. He did find him. It's the ultimate down, and it's a solo bolo in the top lane as Frank Ward reminds the league why you banned that champion. What a play from a big time player. Huge momentum for Targon as well. They were down over 1,000 gold, over 1,500 gold. So that kill is going to mean that they can try and at least start to even up things. Demi doing a good job to nearly get a plate for the push in here. Ooh, Oregano just missing that angle. Does mean that Demi is going to get this back channeled. Kalka now going to reset too. A couple resets across the map are going through. Okay, Crispy taking exhaust mid, something that we need to pay attention to. There is teleport for Minty. We know that top laners are going to earn teleport after a bit. We do see Dragon here, no ward topside. Frank and Spike, neither of them have flash after the solo kill top lane. So what can Dragon do? Only level 5 does have the claw, trying to bait something nice here. There's the damage out, the tether going down. When is the call for Dragon to go in? And there it is, the call is in. Where's the dash from Frank? The claw just misses from Dragon. Spike will evade. Frank was doing his best to try and set up that bait, but it won't be enough. Kalka now on the roam top. We'll try and find Dragon. Dragon instantly flashes, no hesitation, decides he did not want to be there anymore. And he will escape that play. So, support roam timer. Kalka now mid. Lands the hook onto the minion, but it was very close. Minty ended up flashing. That definitely, that Nautilus hook does lollipop, so it's pretty hard to guarantee where it's going to go. Oregano looking top lane. No way he finds the stun. So much damage back from Frank, though. I feel like Frank could be in trouble. Meanwhile, Kalka and Frosthead are going to invade. Dragon down very low in his own jungle. Agateo has to find a way forward. I mean, Frank with one Mantra Q. This could go bad. Level 8 for Spike. At least gets the reset in for his laner. It feels like Kalka's roam timers are just forcing so much action all across the map. And Demi, even though down in farm, down in pressure, once he got Lost Chapter, can just full clear the wave, and now has completely changed the dynamic of this lane. Agateo farming very nicely, but on the back foot here, was dominant in lane early on, now down in pressure. So Demi able at least to bounce back with a plate gold. Let's check the gold across the board here. Pretty even top lane. A big lead for Frostide over Dragon in the jungle with the 2 kills and about 40 farm up already. Kalka maybe willing to commit here. Knows there's no flash on Minty. Decides better of it. Alright, pings from Bilgewater onto these grubs. Top side. It does look like Dragon and Frank are aware of it, so at least some vision will go down. The hook from Kalka does land onto the terrain as they push in and they take Oregonan's vision down. Look at those plants. Frostite putting on a clinic on how to efficiently clear on Zyra. Already up to 93 farm. Tied with his mid laner. Some nice auto damage from Kaelin, winning out that trade pretty easily. Seraphine just unable to get really any closer here. So, okay, Frostite going to start the objective for Bilgewater. I will say Minty has looked like he is pretty much seated pressure all game. And so knowing that the mid lane is guaranteed safe, Spike shoving in top lane as well, it's an uncontested Void Grubs. Okay, Hulka with the hook out onto Agateo. The charm comes through and the Encore only lands onto Oregonan. Oregonan flashes out. It's both flashed down. The Death Ray will come across onto Kalka. Kalka stands behind Demi to protect from the sniper bullet. Condemn on Minty into the wall. Nice find from Crispy over the wall. Silver bullets chipping away here. Explosive plays both mid and bot, but nobody actually going down. Dragon is up, but it does feel like momentum in the side, or in the hands at least, of the Bilgewater bullets. Frank with that coal, 37 farm until it cashes in. Crispy, the coal already cashed in, but has not backed to complete the item yet. Looking to reset now. Remember, no teleport on this mid lane. It's exhaust only. Cancels the reset. Dash in. Condemn into the wall. Follow-up CC is there. Minty pops the ultimate, but he's been caught out alone. And even with that extended health, it won't be enough. Dragon missing the claw here. And it looks like the rest of Bilgewater will collapse now onto Dragon. Into the Death Realm they go. Crispy is selected. A big shield for the Mordekaiser. But Crispy dancing around the jungler for Targon. Drops one more. It's 4-1 now as they turn their attention to the Dragon. I like Oregonan and Agateo both going for it. They saw what Maya did last game. They wanted one of their own. Maya with the absolute craziest steal in all of LCC history last game. If you missed it, be sure to check out the VOD. Or watch the video later this week on YouTube. If you miss any action in the LCC, you can always catch either the VOD or the YouTube video. We keep everything documented. All the gameplay anyways. We don't always keep all the analysis. But if you miss any games, you can always be sure to get caught up on YouTube. Alright, I will say Spike has done an excellent job here. He definitely didn't know quite the range, and so Frank able to take advantage and get that kill. But evened up in farm here. It's been a very nice play. Nice never move onto Kalka as he is hooked under tower. But Crispy, so much damage here, is going to tumble forward, but the heated up tower nearly takes him out. That was just 2 shots. About 85% HP. It's Kalka and Crispy. This is a motif that this team likes to play on. They like to send Kalka mid to look for plays and help to facilitate Crispy getting into the game. Already 2-0 with the Blade of the Rune King completed. Demi finds himself left alone quite often here, and now they're going to use everything to find Frank. His death charge in, but it's at the cost of their of their bot laner, so it's 1-for-1 across the map as Reganin and Agateo. Nice heads up play. So a good macro there as yeah, Reganin and Agateo take advantage. Kalka's not there, so Demi must die. The only... Oh my gosh, look at that burst as the Electrocute proc, I believe, came out from Zyra. That was insane. I knew that Zyra would do a lot of prolonged damage. I'm surprised at the burst damage, but it is onto a Vel'Koz. But oh, what a find there! I think that will be message received, lesson learned, and that information should be spread to the rest of his team. That plant does damage. All right, another play forward here. Another deep ward. The invade starting to really pay dividends. 147 to 82 is the farm score. Hook lands onto Reganin, but Kalka probably didn't know that Frank Ward and Dragon were also there. Frank Ward trying to buy the space, but just can't quite find a, an actual play there. And now that buys time for the rest of Bilgewater to be here. Bilgewater with a big gold advantage. They find another hook. It is going to be the all-in as Crispy kiting out. The root does land on a Frank, and Frank will go down as the silver bullets chomp him down. Dragon the double kill. It's going to be a third down as Targon are routed. Crispy flashing forward. It's a triple kill and 4 total kills for the Bilgewater Bullets. 90 caliber net from Agateo. The headshot landing. The Piltover Peacemaker misses. The ult is there. One more auto will be enough. Demi. Can he... It's razor thin margins. I can't believe nobody died bot lane. Unfortunate for Frank that he died with his Cole on 15 last time. Now only at 7 this time. Level 11 does find a nice play here in the Fnatic Brush, but look at the size of this wave. Yeah, really can't ignore it. Spike honestly saved by the size of his wave. But yeah, he will just get away. Will walk away. Actually, I think it forces a reset. So, Targon now definitely on the back foot. Bilgewater looking to push forward and find ways to get more gold quicker. Dragon is up at the moment, and so that will be the next play. Kalka brought into the Death Realm as definitely levels down to the jungler. Will be burnt down. That's Death Charge out. A flash from Dragon to make sure he doesn't get away. The hook comes through, but it is shut down, given over. And that is 1 down. As Crispy now finds some nice poke damage onto Dragon. Frostad and Demi here on the side. And Targon will just back away. Even though they have the man advantage, they used a lot of their abilities to ensure it. So it is a bit of a reset, but Dragon's still up. I mean, I think that there will be a bigger fight for this Dragon. Kalka, however, on the reset is going to be back in time, so really not punished for dying. Alright, Bilgewater moving forward. Targon is pretty much postured around this Dragon without taking it for the last 45 seconds, and now Bilgewater, the team with a big gold advantage, now with positioning in the fight. The hook comes out from Kalka, just swings wide. The Never Root also misses. There's a knockup from a Reganin, lands onto Kalka, buys the disengage. But Bilgewater happily just takes the neutral. The stage is yours. 10-3 is the score. Third Dragon, next Dragon is Soul. Another hook from Kalka lands. This one onto Agateo. This one could be death, but the follow-up CC will miss. Oh, it's nice plays coming out as Oreganon, the flash forward, the death ray down on the spike forces the flash out as well. Crispy takes the tower, has the silver bullets, will make it the advantage, and it's a solo kill. Pretty easy at the end of the day for Crispy. And it's looking like Targon are starting to run out of ways back in this game. As Depth Charge down onto Agateo, followed up by the hook and the Encore. Just the overkill comes through. Dragon, 2 levels over Kalka. We'll see if he's got enough damage to actually finish. Kalka pretty tanky at this point in the game. Uses the locket to stay alive there. And Frank, you know, I do feel like the I don't know, I'm interested in the itemization. I think Black Cleaver is pretty good into tanks, right? So, interested if that's ideal into Karma. Or if Urgot just simply needs that item to function. Frostide invading here is going to find the root on the Dragon. Follow-up hook from Kalka is there. Spikes here now with the tether. And this is the chain CC that we talked about. Look at how long he's been rooted. Now the root is on cooldown. The ultimate comes through. And the damage is there. And you can see when they just line it up like that, it's so painful. The condemn on Frank, but Frank has found one of his own. A really nice play. And this is what we need Frank to do if you're a Targon fan. Meanwhile, Agateo being dove under tower. Minty with a 3-man never root, but it's a 1v4. The Encore is off cooldown, and the damage is there. There's a nice 1v1 on the side, but it doesn't matter as it's a 4 for none, and the rest of Bilgewater push through the Targon Titans. Okay, big shutdown. Vayne was 7-0, so a lot of gold just went over to Urgot. Urgot also just got 4 tower plates and a turret for himself. This could be an overstay. They haven't bought yet. Depth Charge is gonna come out onto Agateo. Spike is there with the Mantra. Try and land some damage. This could definitely be an overstay if they're able to actually find something here. They don't really have good engage. Oreganon missing the slow, so the chase down, I believe, will end there. Dragon is up in a minute and a half. Baron is on the table. It's not a very good Baron take for Bilgewater. I mean, with Vayne, it should shred pretty quickly, but it's not a well, honestly, with Zyra too. If the two of them do it, it will go down quickly. Really need to find Agateo a way into these fights. It feels very bursty on the side of Bilgewater. It feels like a very difficult game to be playing AD carry if you are a Targon Titans player. Frank has found 2 great opportunities. He's played a good game, but Targon just not having the luck here. Demi now potentially caught out. There is the knock-up from Oreganon. Instant ultimate coming out. The flash forced out from Demi, but he had one to spare, and down goes Minty for a 6th time this game. 0, 6, and 0. Let you sit with that information for a second, as I believe it deserves to be. Okay. This is a good matchup. Frank into Crispy. This is good for Frank. This is good for Targon. However, this is Dragon Soul. There's no teleport from Crispy. You know Crispy's going to take your base. Do you teleport in? This is Dragon Soul. It's already halfway down. Damage back onto Kalka. Kalka hooks onto the wall, finds his way out. Frank down to half HP, Dragon down to a quarter. Smite secured, and Dragon Soul for the Bilgewater bullets is theirs. Meanwhile, Crispy pushing in topside is going to with all of this gold, with all of this pressure, take another tower top lane. This is their 4th tower. The next item on their list is going to be Baron, and they've made, they made this pretty straightforward. Frostad had a rough week last week. He's definitely looking like he's got his groove back here on the Zyra. Just everywhere that they go, if they play together, it goes so well for them with the amount of CC that they have. It's like watching an all-Freljord team play. It's just so much that they can do when they layer it with each other. There's the hook, here's the encore. I mean, they're not going to be able to move. Minty down a 7th time. Agateo won't last much longer. It's a double kill for Frostide. And this is Bilgewater at their finest here. Playing together as a team, grouped up. They've got Spike with the teleport if he needs to show up, but the rest of Bilgewater, the coordination and team play, they like to just go and hunt. That's how they play. They play like a pack of rats. And man, has it been difficult for every other team this season. Really, the only antidote has been the Plague themselves. Dragon definitely in no man's land here, 3 levels down. He will secure it with Smite. Good Smite. But Crispy is there. This should be a kill secured for Crispy. 4 levels on a ward. See if Crispy can tumble over a wall. Get the hunt on. Looks like Dragon might figured out the rotation here. And he is going to get out. So, good pathing. Nice little sneaky escape. Alright, it's going to be bad in every lane for Targon as Bilgewater look to try and be merciful with this one. End it quickly, but end it concisely. They've got all 3 lanes sieging in. Hook will land onto Frank, but Demi and Frostide not quite close enough to capitalize on it. Does look like a decision needs to be made as Flash from Crispy will go out and a Flash ultimate from Dragon straight in onto the Vayne. Vayne does win the 1v1, but instantly capitalize as Frank picks up one of his own. So it's a 1-for-1. Anytime you don't have Baron and you get a 1-for-1, that's a win. Okay, that's good for your team. Good decisive play there. Kalka, the depth charge down. This is where they decide to use that wallet. It is going to be Frank going down. Frostside finds one over the wall as Oreganon drops as well. The tower's about to go down. Agateo and Minty might be in trouble. They decide not to advance as Spike roams over from the side lane. Flash from Spike. He was trying to get the play done. But at the end, this is going to be... Okay, Dragon is up. Respawn. Is it going to be enough to survive? That's 2 inhibitors. The Neverroot lands on a Kalka. There's a bit of damage, but just so many resistances, to be honest. And that's the second Nexus tower down. They're onto the Nexus. 27.5 minutes in. Looks like Demi trying to get a reset. Might just teleport back in, to be honest. Okay. They're gonna reset. The Nexus half alive. Targon is gonna have to stay connected to the server for a little bit. Elder is up in a minute and a half. I guess this game could go to Elder if they don't feel confident. Frank has a level on Crispy here, but definitely the item advantage for Crispy, a big thing to pay attention to. But Frank, the commit, the flash into range, just dominates, and Crispy will go down again. Now Spike spanked. Spike is killed by Frank. Spike and Frank is spank. I love that. Spike teleports in to be killed by Frank. If I can get the words out of my mouth. So maybe the game isn't over. Maybe I spoke too soon. I was feeling like it was, but Frank fighting till his last breath here. I like the look. Kalkin now brought low, but oh my goodness, Frostide, that chip damage, and more like burst. It's another shutdown as Frank finds one more, but it's a double kill as Frostide accidentally picks up Agateo on the back of this. Demi and Frostide split, but both of them heavy damage dealers. Nobody wants to commit anything. And they both full HP. They just push the rest of Targon off. They have to go 10 to the base. 12-0-5, by the way. It's well over a Flame Horizon at this point. Well over 100 CS lead for Zyra, as it did make it to Elder Dragon. Everybody on the side of Bilgewater will have Elder Dragon. They're gonna see if they can finish this one off. They you know, talk of sandwiches. We'll see if they've got one more bite in them. All right, Bilgewater sieging in once again. They've got 2 inhibitors down. They don't have top lane, but they don't care. Top lane is pushing away. So they've given up on that. Depth charge down onto Agateo, committing. Hook down onto Frank. They've got it all. Encore lands onto everybody. Oreganon brought already low. They just need a couple more. It's a double kill. It's a triple kill. It's a quadra kill. And it is all 5 down as the Elder Dragon Bilgewater bullets push through. They end the game and they advance. I think it's 5-1 now. This team is dominating this season. They look so good. And yeah, decisive win.